So chances are you're probably one of these two people. Maybe you're looking at Dan Lok's high ticket closer course and trying to decide, hey, what do high ticket closers sell? Or maybe you're a new high ticket closer trying to start up your new agency or find a new client. You're trying to find out, where should I look? In this video, I cover exactly what do high ticket closers sell. Make sure to watch this video. It's in entirety. Let's go. Whoop. Hey, if you are a Dan Lok student and you're trying to see if HTC is for you, I'd love it for you to support my channel using my affiliate link. Links are below, and click. All right, what's going on? It's your boy, Kevin Yee, the PharmD, aka Kevin the Refugee. If you don't know who I am, my name is Kevin Yee. I actually left pharmacy through my closing agency. If you don't know what closing is, it's basically sales. I've been studying marketing and sales since 2014. So that is a little bit about my story, but enough about me. Today, I really want to talk about what exactly do high ticket closers sell? And I feel like, Dan Lok has done a really great job of kind of using this term of high ticket sales as a business model, right? But a lot of time it gets lost in translation and people are like, okay, well, what exactly do high ticket closers sell? And first of all, today I am going to cover 6 different kind of business models or / offers that closers can close for. And keep in mind, these apply to different niches. So if, for example, if I say mentorship, right? And I describe that business model, that can apply to an infinite amount of niches, like real estate. Maybe it's Amazon FBA. Maybe it's customer service training for big businesses and corporate entities, Keep in mind, there's infinite amount of niches that you can go down. And so these can apply to any niche. So before you even consider anything, you're trying to think about, what exactly do I close for? Think about the niche that you want to specialize in or go down under. And a lot of time, the best niches, they're the ones that we're actually curious about, things that we actually want to learn. Because here's the secret. Being a closer, you get access to a lot of cool free programs if you're helping an influencer out, because you need to know what you're selling. So I love doing this if I want to learn about Amazon FBA or real estate. Cool tip, by the way. Anyways, well, today I'm not going to walk through all the niches because there's an infinite amount of niches that you can go down. So today I'm going to cover the 7 types of offers and programs that you could potentially close for if you're a high ticket closer, right? Now, before I get into it, I just want to let you know, I'm going to cover kind of the most obvious ones first and kind of move down the ascension line. And if you don't know me, I have a strong preference and strong bias toward online products, online digital assets, because honestly, I like closing for those things. I love education and I'm very biased toward that. So the first few things I'm going to cover, they're not my favorite. So I just want to get that out of the way. The first one, a lot of people don't realize this. You can actually close for physical products. And what is a physical product? It might be real estate. It might be cars, or it could be bigger deals like, hey, solar panels for house, right? You got to realize high ticket closers, we close for high ticket packages. And according to Dan Lok, he says anything that is $2,500 and more, that is considered a high ticket offer. And I see a lot of different people try to sell, maybe they have a marketing agency and they're just trying to sell at a lower price point. And honestly, it doesn't really make sense to have closers for such a lower price point. Take this for example. Do you really need to talk to someone to buy a stick of gum? No, because it's such a low price point that you're doesn't matter, right? Same thing goes with closing. At the end of the day, what we do as closers, we're an extension of a customer experience and really extension of that customer service for a brand or a business, right? It might seem like we're just trying to get the sale. No, that's not what we do. What we're trying to do is build relationships, right? Build relationships with the brand, with the company, so people begin to trust you. They go to you and they have an impression of that brand for the lifetime of that brand. So I just want to get that out of the way. So the first thing that you can actually close for are physical products, right? And I think this one is the most obvious, right? So literally you could do real estate, you can do cars, you can even do solar panels, anything that is really high ticket, that is really expensive, that requires a lot of money, you can actually sell for. Now, the problem with a lot of physical products is that since they're physical, usually there is not a lot of margin to play with. Think about it like this. If you have an online course, really, what is the production cost of that online course? You have more wiggle room to play with the margins and stuff like that, because there's not a lot of upkeep for digital assets, right? So that's the first thing. Physical products, I don't think I really need to go into this. This is pretty self-explanatory and you can look it up yourself, right? Second thing that closers can close for, software as a service or SaaS, right? And usually these are very common with B2B or enterprise deals. You can do anything from healthcare systems, and usually what you're trying to look for is like a monthly / reoccurring commission as well, right? And these do exist at even like without closers too. For example, ClickFunnels is a great example. You don't need a closer for that. But if you're doing an enterprise deal where you're dealing with a whole company and you're using certain software for that, maybe it's a healthcare system, then that's where a closer could come into play. The third thing that you can close for are things like B2B trainings or business to business solutions, right? So for example, one of my previous clients, or one of the clients I'm working with right now or trying to get, is a customer service package. Basically what he teaches is how to do customer service at the corporate level, right? So for a lot of the Fortune 500 companies, he offers that sort of service. Another example is basically his pitch, or what he's trying to do is really strengthen the customer service within large organizations. Because the problem is, as you get bigger and bigger and bigger, it's harder to maintain that quality of care. By having a standard training, you're actually retaining a lot more customers and saving a lot more money, and preparing yourself for, hey, any future upsells in the future. So that's how he impacts the bottom line for B2B. Another client that I've had, he does escape rooms for also big businesses. Again, Fortune 500 companies and all that. That's what he does. And what he does is actually collects all the analytics and teaches kind of like it's a leadership program, leadership development through mobile pop-up escape rooms. So that was really cool. So again, closers can close for some of these B2B solutions and B2B trainings, okay? Those are our first three out of the way. I've personally had experience with the B2B trainings, but let's kind of get into the juicy shit, right? So the next thing I really love are online education / courses, right? These are very similar to mentorships, which we're going to get into a second. And usually these kind of teach you the skills of how to do something, right? For example, if you want to learn how to flip houses and do wholesaling, I had a client who was charging about $3,000, and he would literally teach you how to kind of flip houses and whatnot, and get investors to invest in your property. These aren't as high touch, so you'll typically find them at anywhere from the $2,000 to $5,000 range. Sometimes it can be a lot higher, but you don't get that one-to-one that you have from like a mentorship or like a coaching type of thing, right? All right, so that's one. These are my favorite because honestly, I love education. I love learning new business models. I love learning new things. So I love online education and whatnot. Now, the next ones I'm going to cover, sometimes there can be an ascension offer or what people call an upsell, right? Where it's more personalized. Think about it like a suit, right? When you go to like Macy's or something, you can just, or just like a department store, you can just buy an off a rack suit, right? But the difference between these offers is that they're more customized toward you. And the more customized you go, the higher price point that you get to, right? The next one is coaching. So it's a one-on-one coaching program. Typically you could have business coaching, life coaching. Honestly, I like to stay away from a lot of life coaching. Although I've personally bought life coaching in the past, typically their offers are very broad, and when things aren't super clear, when you're not really focused on one area or one niche, it makes it kind of hard to see what kind of value. When you get pitched life coaching, it makes it really, really tough, right? Typically for these type of programs, you're looking for commission and reoccurring, because if you work with a one-on-one coach, think about it. If they're a one-person organization, their real goal isn't to scale. And if you want to be part of that process where you're constantly closing and outsourcing, you want skin in the game long-term. So I always ask for upfront commission and reoccurring, like a small percentage of reoccurring commission as well, or residual commission. These programs are really great, but you're not going to see like a huge amount of leads per day. What I like about coaching is that, hey, your client, the coach who's kind of mentoring, who is kind of coaching these people, they can focus on the fulfillment part, and you can just purely focus on the sales and closing part. So that is a huge benefit. The next thing I really want to cover are mentorships with scalable programs. So some of the things that come into mind are things like HTC or any of Scott Ulsford's programs, where, you know, they have like, it's a combination of an online course where they kind of teach you, but there's an aspect of, hey, accountability, and there's an aspect of mentorship, right? Those are three things that these are at the highest levels. And if you even get one-on-one time, you can charge even more. For example, these are really, really hands-on. They usually have a online lecture type of style where it can be either live or pre-recorded, and that's where you learn the skills. You'll usually have an accountability leader or a coach to kind of make sure that you're on track of doing the work. And then you always have some sort of mentorship where you get either one-on-one time or group mentorship with a group mentorship to make sure that, hey, what you're doing is how you're doing, what you're doing is what you're doing. And the mentorship is really making sure that you get over any sort of hurdles and really accelerates that growth, and you really leverage someone who's already done it before, if you get what I mean. So I really love mentorships. I think these are one of the best programs to do, because at the end of the day, if you're starting a new business venture, if you're learning a new business model, people want to make sure that they're well taken care of and they're very hands-on. So I really like that. And again, you can there's a lot of programs for like Amazon FBA, drop shipping, real estate, digital marketing, and a lot of different fields like that. And the last one that I really, really like are services. Services are really great. It's very similar to coaching, where you get a initial commission and then you get reoccurring commission as well. That's what I always like to ask for, right? Just because you want a long-term relationship, not just a short-term, right? It allows the business owner to kind of focus on the fulfillment, and we can focus on the sales, right? Some really common services are digital marketing, copywriting. You could do merchant services where, you know, merchant payment services, consultants, or even lawyers have their own services as well. And what you do is help close and help these clients find the best client, the ideal client, and help people screen through an applications process. I really like services a lot, just because, you know, a lot of the time, especially with a lot of high ticket offers, those offers can typically have expiration date, right? Can't run the same marketing and expect the same results as when you initially launch something. Usually a lot of high ticket offers for mentorships and whatnot, they can last anywhere from a year to 2 before they kind of not run dry, but slow down quite a bit. So that's something very, very important. But with services like digital marketing, there's always a need for that. Things are always changing, and having someone focus on a particular service, man, that's evergreen to me. So that's why I love services. So this isn't meant to be an all-inclusive list. If I missed anything, or if there was another type of offer that I missed, leave it in the comments below. Maybe I'll do a part 2 of this. So let me know, what are your favorite offers to close for? What do you want to close for? I hope this helped. I kind of gave a quick breakdown of all the different things. If you want me to cover one thing at a time, let me know which one do you want me to start with first, and I will talk talk to you later. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and make sure you hit the bell. That way you get notified for any kind of closing tips or any business tips that I have. Anyways, guys, keep closing, keep kicking ass, and I will talk to you later.